Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. My name is Mike. We're going to sit here and talk some Monday Night Raw from last night here with my buddy Lance. Hey, Lance, how are you?
Doing good, Mike. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, man. So what did you think of Raw last night?
It was good. I liked it. It was really good. Two good Raws in a row. That's pretty shocking, but it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good.
I would say this Raw was probably better than any of the Raws on the build to WrestleMania.
Oh, I'll agree with that. The road to WrestleMania was pretty stale.
I was going to say it was full of potholes.
Many potholes.
And that's being kind.
It got us there, I guess. Had a few detours and bumps, but
well, hopefully they're gonna switch some stuff around now, try some different things.
Yeah, I like seeing some of the new guys in there. New guys are always good.
Absolutely. All right. Well, starting off the show, we had Shane come out, cut his promo, stating that they were going to have Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles last night, and if Sami Zayn won, he would be in the main event at Payback with AJ Styles and Roman Reigns for the heavyweight championship. Then he was interrupted by Kevin Owens, who wanted to revoke his rematch clause for his Intercontinental title, which Shane goes on to say he would have to wrestle Cesaro, and if whoever won that match would fight The Miz at Payback.
Yeah, I thought that was a little odd. You champions get a rematch clause. Why are they making them jump through another hoop? I liked the match. I thought it was a great idea, but as long as I've known wrestling, you get your one rematch clause.
That's like I always remember this one, and I don't care for him, but when Daniel Bryan beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania 30, I don't ever remember him getting a rematch.
He's still waiting, isn't he? Yeah, it just kind of disappeared. And it's not like the wrestler's not going to say, "Hey, I want a rematch." If it was like a professional sport, but it wasn't written in the script, obviously.
Yeah, well, I really like this match.
Yes, it was a very good match. Even though it was kind of, why is it there? I'm glad it was.
It's just odd because it almost felt like they're trying to, and I hate using this word, trying to bury Kevin Owens. I
wouldn't doubt it, but I'm also thinking maybe they got higher hopes for him.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. I also sure like there was no 20-minute Triple H promo at the beginning.
Hey, yeah, we got a nice break there.
They had a quick little thing at the beginning, but when wrestling starts, the show starts, they start with wrestling. But this was definitely a great match.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm hoping that they're going to move upward and onward with Kevin Owens. I expect him and Zayn to wrestle at Payback.
Well, that looks like that's obviously how they're setting it up, aren't they? And they always put on a great match. I was a little down on Zayn when I first started seeing him, but I'm starting to like him. He's making me like him.
The only real issue I have with him is that he's great in the ring, but his character is just kind of like blah.
Yeah, but worked for Randy Orton, didn't it?
Well, yeah, you got a point.
But give him a chance, I guess. I will give him a chance now. I didn't like him, and he's making me like him now. So
hey, we're gonna repackage him, Lance, and call him Sami Zayn, the taxi driver.
Yeah, well, he wears the hat, and he's got the taxi driver stripes on his pants. Just needs to have yellow.
Yeah, you got to mix in yellow there somewhere.
I always thought he looked like the guy from The Hangover, the fat guy.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah. I'm like, what's he doing out there? Oh, that's not him.
That's funny. But anyway, Cesaro picks up the win in a really highly competitive matchup, and he will face The Miz at Payback. After that, we had the Charlotte promo in the back with Ric Flair and Dr. Phil. This made me cringe.
Oh, God. This is probably what ruined maybe an A rating out of Raw from me, is Dr. Phil. What the hell's he got to be there for? And he's probably making more than all the talent combined. Who knows? In that one showing up there. It's like, I don't know if he's a wrestling fan, but I don't like these guest stars. I just never.
That's what I was wondering, if they're going to start doing that again. That's what it felt like.
Well, they're taking time from the talent.
Absolutely, because remember there for a while they would have like 1 week was Pee Wee Herman and then 1 week was whoever, you know what I mean?
We had the Muppets, we had who was ever promoting a movie that week type thing.
Yeah, that was brutal. And then for Dr. Phil to do Ric Flair's like the woo, I'm just like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah, that was kind of funny, but it was funny because it was so bad. It was funny.
Yeah, because he was like flailing his arms, like trying to be like dramatic.
Yeah, somebody must have showed one of those woo-offs or videos from Flair a while back and said, "Hey, can you do this?" Or maybe that was his plan. Maybe he is a wrestling fan, but
yeah, maybe I don't really know. Well,
but he doesn't. Hey, I don't like it. But hey, WWE, they can do whatever they want. Doesn't mean I gotta like it.
Yeah. All right. Next, it was when Kevin Owens had his backstage segment telling Shane he was going to get Sami Zayn later in the night, and Shane basically said, "No, you're not going to do that," and he escorted him out of the building.
Yeah, if you plan to jump somebody in the back, probably best not to tell the boss what you're doing.
Right. Well, and then I remember you saying last night, "Well, he's definitely getting involved now."
Yeah.
Because that's how they usually go about doing that.
They try to make it so obvious. That he's not there. That they're trying to make it look just so obvious that, yeah, we see where it's coming.
Absolutely. Next, we had New Day come out and kind of cut a promo announcing the tournament that was going to start for to be the new number one contenders for the tag titles.
I'm looking forward to this tournament. It's cool. They actually have some tag teams going now.
This is the most loaded tag teams I can remember since back in the glory days.
Like the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the 80s, yeah. Some people were listed them on the Attitude Era had quite a few. But back in the 80s, they had like 10 to 15 tag teams sometimes.
Yeah, they were
big back then.
They were really loaded.
I've always liked tag teams because you can do so much more.
Absolutely. Next, they had the opening match of the tag tournament, which was the Lucha Dragons versus the Dudleys. I thought this was alright.
Yeah, it was a good match. They kind of went on to hurt the guy outside, and the Dudleys kicked butt. But
it was just odd because Kalisto's the U.S. champion, and they kind of threw them back together.
Well, yeah, I guess they needed the 8th tag team maybe, but they are still a team, I guess.
Yeah.
And I sure definitely like seeing the heel Dudleys back instead of the
the heel Dudleys are so much better. But
they get people mad at them. So.
Oh, absolutely. It was a decent match, and the Dudleys picked up the win with 3D. And then after the match, Enzo and Cass came out and basically cut a promo on them.
Yeah, I missed that, but you sent me the link, and I can understand him this week. Except, I just don't get it. Why does he keep talking about cheese?
Cheese?
He's like, I'm the Gee, and you can't cheese that. I'm like, what? Cheese? Aha. I know what he's saying. That was a bad joke. But now that I understood that he was from Long Island, or I guess he's got that accent. Is that what it is?
Yeah. He's basically... Yeah, they're trying to be like New Yorkers, because they're actually from North Jersey.
Okay, yeah. Once I figured out that's their accent, then I could figure them out better. And I think the miking was a little better than the NXT time, because he was yelling into the mic, and maybe that was a lot why I couldn't understand what he was saying. But once I understood he talks like Taz, then I got the accent.
Yeah, I really like them. They're really good. They work together well.
Yeah, I see big things for these guys. Obviously, they're pushing them big.
I don't know if you, not to go on another topic, but did you hear them on Stone Cold's podcast?
No, I am planning on listening to that, though.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, now that I understand their language, I can...
Well, I was going to tell you, it's like they're really toned down. Cause
that's what I heard. But, yeah, I definitely want to hear... podcasts are great, especially Stone Cold's.
Well, it was funny because Stone Cold, didn't want them to curse or anything, because it was the...
it was the Tuesday one.
No, it was Unleashed, but he goes... I don't want to get you guys in trouble in the back, so just be careful what you say.
He's that nice of Stone Cold. Yeah.
I
don't think these guys could do anything wrong at the moment. They look like they're going to be the next big thing.
I agree with that. All right, next we had Roman Reigns come out and cut a promo, and even in a town that the crowd was pretty much dead, they were not a good crowd last night. He still gets booed out of the building.
Well, he's the guy. Why wouldn't he?
Exactly. Well, he does his little speech, and I kind of rolled my eyes just because I'm like, can't you come up with something else? You don't have to repeat the same thing.
Well, I'm sure they're telling him what to say word for word. And I like Roman, but he's just... I think they're slowly... I don't know why they got him going against AJ and the good guys kind of now. I think they're going to... It's a slow flip.
I actually like what they're doing with him now, where they have him as the more arrogant kind of champion.
Exactly.
I don't mind him as that.
You see, well, he seems like he could be the cocky, jerk, but I think in real life he's just too much of a nice guy. It's just hard for him.
Right, because I've heard he's a super nice dude.
But hey, they're paying you the money. Yeah.
Well, Reigns cuts his promo. The League of Nations comes out, basically says we're going to come down there and kick your ass. And they go to charge the ring, get in, and the fancy light tricks go on, and the Wyatts come out, and Reigns and the Wyatts proceed to beat the snot out of the League of Nations and throw them out of the ring. If you would have told me 6 months ago that Roman Reigns and the Wyatts would work together, I would say you're a liar.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I like it. I think it's different.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It's different.
And how many times they went against each other, the Shield and the Wyatts, and they had great matches. They've obviously worked together quite a few times in their life, so it shows in the ring, right? Right.
Well, and from what I understand, Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns are really good friends.
Could be. I guess. I obviously don't know.
That's what I'm almost positive Bray Wyatt, in an interview I saw him do, that they're really close and they might actually ride together.
Well, that's cool.
But after what happened, it looked like the Wyatts were going to go after Roman Reigns next. And then Shane comes out and no. Wasn't it cool to see the Wyatts and Roman Reigns standing together? Well, we're going to see some more of it. We're going to have Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt against two of the League of Nations in the main event. So I thought that was different. I'll give them that.
Yeah, change is good. Change is always good. Who wants to see Sheamus versus Orton for the 100th time, right? So,
dude,
I was happy with it.
When those two were wrestling, like, to start off pay-per-views, they were putting me to sleep.
Yeah, but that's what they wanted back then. I don't know. It just didn't make sense, but...
Yeah, it's just weird. All right, next we had Charlotte versus Natalya for the... I caught myself, the Women's Championship.
Yeah, not Divas title anymore. I like the new title, and I'm glad they finally did that. That was a long time coming to change it to the Women's Championship.
Yeah, and I really liked this match.
It was a great match. Those girls could work. The women, now, you can tell who are the women and who were the divas and who can wrestle and who are just there for eye candy, and this was a great match. And the way it turned out at the end, they're obviously going to wrestle again.
I liked the ending just for the build-up to another match.
Yeah, exactly. Then you know that since Natty got the win, they have to wrestle again.
And Charlotte basically tapped out, but the ref didn't see it.
Yeah, Flair pulled him out. Wasn't that what happened?
Yeah. So Natalya won by DQ, and then the part that ruined it for me was the whole, like, Dr. Phil comes down and he's like talking about, I expected more of her and all this and that, and I'm like, what the hell is the point of this?
Yeah, they get to the end of the match, and Saxton asks Dr. Phil, well, what do you think of the match? I'd say, who the F cares what Dr. Phil thinks about that match? His what? 1 day of a WWE experience gonna tell him how great, how he could call a match? That was just, it
was just so odd.
It actually pissed me off. It just took away from the women.
Oh, that was the other thing. I don't know if I told you or it was somebody else. I said it made me mad because the women don't need this fluff stuff anymore. They could get by on the match itself.
Exactly.
All right.
They're very talented women, not divas, women, and they don't need that. But I guess.
Okay, Chris says, Lance, in the chat, this is off topic, but he says, I'm still expecting Wyatt to cut an anyone but you promo on Roman.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Next we...
I just want to go back to that real quick. At least you know that they're probably this is setting up Wyatt versus Roman somehow.
At some point, I think that's where they're going.
And that would be great.
I don't know if you listen to this guy's podcast, the Solomonster.
No.
He's like the other wrestling podcasts, but he thinks that they're going to flip roles where it would be a heel Reigns against a face Wyatt.
Yeah, I'm thinking the exact same.
I think that would be really interesting.
It would get boos and cheers, that's for sure. Right,
well, and I don't think you really need to change Wyatt's character a lot to make him a face.
No. Look at Hulk Hogan back in the day. He was the biggest cheater of all, but he was the good guy. Like, he braked backs, he poked eyes. And that's when he was Hulkamania.
I mean, the other example to me is New Day, because they turned New Day and they were basically the exact same thing they were as heels.
I think that was their plan all along, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Next it was where Sami Zayn and AJ had promos in the back with Renee Young setting up their match. After that, it was the Usos versus Axel and Slater. This was... it was okay. Nothing, like, super exciting.
I missed the match because my buddy was over.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah, but I cut the end, so...
I was going to say, I feel bad for Axel and Slater, but it was decent for what it was. The Usos won, and the only interesting thing to actually come out of this was that Anderson and Gallows attack the Usos after the match.
Yeah, that was big. That was a big thing, and I liked it. I like. Are they the Bullet Club or Bulletproof? Have they even said?
No, they're just like, oh my god, it's those two guys.
Okay, yeah.
Like they had them almost playing up. It felt like the Outsiders type role.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was seeing too. But hey, it worked great, didn't it?
Yeah, it was just I felt bad because the crowd was really kind of you know. I mean, I just thought the crowd in general was not good last night.
Well, it's hard to blame the crowd sometimes. I don't know about this blaming crowds for stuff sometimes.
I know. Maybe it was just because they were in L.A. and I had better hopes. You know what I mean?
Could be.
But no, I thought that was really cool how they came out. I just don't know where they're going with it.
So I guess it's Luke Gallows. They don't call him because Doc Gallows was TNA. So yeah, it's good to see Gallows. What's this?
Hey, we'll just call him Festus.
Yeah, I think this is his 5th gimmick now.
I don't know if they called him Doc Gallows or not. They might have.
I think so because I see people were complaining that they didn't call him Doc Gallows. They called him Luke Gallows, and Doc Gallows is TNA. I can't remember, but
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, they're in. They're obviously on the main roster. So
I'm just really, like I said, I'm really curious to see where they're going to go. Like, maybe they're setting up something for Payback.
Well, people were saying, it's AJ and Roman, and now the Usos and Gallows and... What's the other guy's name again?
Oh, Gallows and Anderson.
Anderson, yeah. So that's kind of like the Bullet Club versus Roman and his family. That's what's great about it, though. We don't know. We don't know what's
I
coming
would
up.
like them to do... I read something someone said, and I really wish they would do it because it would really anger people, is have Reigns be the leader with Gallows and Anderson. Just because people would get so irate over that.
That would piss the internet people off, wouldn't it? Why did they bring him in to put him with Roman?
And he's burying AJ. Oh, man. But moving on, we had, in my opinion, the match of the night, AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn.
Yeah, another great match, eh? That's great, having good matches on Raw for a change.
Yeah, and this was I hate to use the pun, phenomenal.
It was a great match. Back and forth, action. What else do you want?
I know, and apparently Styles is very well liked backstage.
Well, you can tell he's very professional. Like he came in the Royal Rumble, and when he was out there for like almost 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool surprise.
And he's wrestling guys he's never wrestled, and he looked fit right in. It's like, who doesn't want to work with a guy like that? You're not going to get hurt. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I felt this match really helped Sami Zayn too, where kind of put him on the map as a guy that most, I guess you would say, casual wrestling fans aren't really familiar with.
Yeah, but I still don't think he should quit his taxi job yet.
That's what Vince is going to do. He's going to change his gimmick and make him a friggin' taxi driver.
Brooklyn Brawler, too.
It has money written all over it. All right, well, this is
if they put him back in under the mask, I bet you that would make a lot of money.
Me and Rygal were talking about that. Well, actually, Rygal, now that I think about it, he had said put him back under the mask.
Yeah, I think they should. They always have the masked Mexican guy. Why can't they have a masked white guy? They used to have the masked guys all the time.
What do you... I remember he did it in NXT for a short while.
Did he? I I didn't know that.
Yeah, it might have only been like one match or whatever, but still, he did wear it for a very brief time. But hey, the people want to do the Olay chances. Give it to them, you know.
Sure, whatever works.
Hey, as long as they're making merch, sales, they don't care.
Well, they can sell more masks. I'm sure
yeah, exactly.
Like $30. They're not cheap.
Because I heard when you go to the live shows, they really rake you over the coals for merch.
Well, anything that you do a concert, you're buying a $20 T-shirt's $80, right? It's like, but.
Well, I did that when I went to a Metallica show just because it's Metallica.
I usually try to buy a shirt, but sometimes it's just like, oh my god, that's just crazy. I'll wait till they buy them online tomorrow for $10.
Absolutely. But this was a great match. AJ wins with the phenomenal forearm. Were you surprised that it ended like that?
Yeah, because that's not really his finisher, is it? But it's good in a way because it was surprising.
Yeah, because that really kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, because that's his other moves, but
because he had him in the calf crusher earlier in the match. But hey, I guess they wanted to catch us all off guard, and they did.
Hey, surprises are always good in wrestling, and even this minor one, because nobody wants to see the same old crap over and over.
Absolutely. Next, we had Jericho doing the highlight reel, only to be interrupted, which I was cracking up about this, when Dean Ambrose interrupted him with giving him a memo that Jericho's show was canceled for the Ambrose Asylum.
I just started out kind of like, oh god, where are we going here? But they got me. It was pretty funny. It was good. And they got those in-ring promos stuff. They've had them forever. Piper's Pit, Jake's whatever, and they're good. But sometimes they're not. But this one was really funny. I thought
it was funny because Ambrose was like wearing a tie and he's trying to be all like kind of serious, which he's not. And
he's like, "Here you go," hands him the memo, and he's like, "Jared, this is a LA speeding ticket."
I kind of need that.
Yeah. Because Jericho's a funny guy. I think he's funny, and obviously Ambrose is a funny dude, and they're just funny because they're funny guys. And I don't know how. I'm sure a lot of that was scripted, but I'm sure they said basically, "Here you go. This is what bullet points." I guess.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We want you to at least hit this and this and this,
not just. Hello, my name is Roman Reigns, and I'm going to be the man.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Teleprompter. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because I really like heel Jericho.
Yeah, he's funny, and he's heel Jericho, exactly.
And it was cool because basically at the end, Ambrose, if I remember correctly, he hits him with Dirty Deeds.
I think so, yeah.
I remember him doing something. I want to say it was Dirty Deeds.
Had to be.
But yeah, well, I'm looking forward to this. I think him and Jericho will have a really good match.
Oh, of course. They're very talented in the ring. They'd be great on the mic.
And I was kind of worried where they were going to go with Ambrose after he got squashed by Brock.
Well, he took an ass kicking, that's for sure, but he also kept coming back, which they want from the baby face, I guess they call him. And where does he go from there? Hey, who else hasn't gotten beat up by Brock? It's not that big of a deal.
Well, yeah, basically everybody.
Beat Brock.
Yeah, that's just wild. But
it's like getting your ass kicked by the Undertaker. It's not that big a deal. That's what he does, right?
Well, yeah, you got a valid point there.
It doesn't make you look bad because not very many people beat up the Undertaker or Brock or Triple H.
Oh no, not at all. Next we have Apollo Crews versus Adam Rose. This was just a filler match.
Yeah, it was. I don't even remember this match. I think I was my piss break, I guess.
Yeah, and this was just like the match to get Cruz over, basically.
I don't like him. Guy's built like a, got a body and he's got good moves, but I don't see any charisma.
That's my issue with him. I thought they might have called him up too early because he just like smiles and that's kind of it.
It's like Bobby Lashley light, and that's pretty bad. I see.
That's never a good thing.
Though, but Dino really likes him. He's seen him many times over there in the UK, and they all love him over there.
No, I love him in the ring. He's super talented. Yeah. It's I guess that's what he's got to show more personality.
Exactly. That's
the only gripe I have with him. And he's only like 27, 28 at the most. So, he's got time to figure it out.
Yeah, but if he's on the main roster already, it's sink or swim time, and that's...
And that's why I always said I thought they might have called him up a little too soon.
Well, time will tell. I hope the best for the guy. But
but Adam Rose did a good job at, making him look good.
Well, Adam Rose is a great wrestler. I wish he got a little bit better of a slot, but...
Well, they're doing it to this other poor kid in NXT. I don't think they've learned with these party gimmicks. They don't work.
They got another party guy?
Yeah. His name is Wwe Jose.
Oh my god.
I'm not kidding.
That'll take you a long way, Jose.
It's basically, if I remember correctly, a Spanish guy wearing it looks like almost like an Elvis jumpsuit, like a big white jumpsuit, and comes out dancing, and his song's like, "No way, Jose," and I'm like, oh no.
Wow.
And I'm just like, they just haven't learned.
Well, I want to see No Way Jose. Now I'm intrigued. I want to check out No Way Jose.
And now I've piqued your interest.
Yeah, well, hey, that's interesting now. It's so stupid that it just might work.
Yeah, you never really know anymore. I forgot to mention this, so they might be coming up soon. They showed 2 vignettes last night for Epico and Primo.
Oh, their 5th gimmick change too.
Yeah,
I like the guys though. I like them.
I don't know what the hell they are. They're just talking about Puerto Rico.
Island Boys, I guess.
I don't know if it's supposed to be a reincarnation of Carlito's gimmick.
Could be.
When he first came in and was eating the apple and everything.
Spoiled Caribbean boys. They're saying how we live in paradise or something, and
yeah, maybe it's just. I was just I don't know where they're going with this.
We'll have to check it out. I like the guys. They're great wrestlers, but
they are. But they've just been handed shit.
Once they got the Tito Santana treatment.
Oh yeah.
These guys are supposed to be Mexican bullfighters. They're from Puerto Rico, for crying out loud. It's come on.
Especially, and then you give them the little bull.
Well, and the history of the wrestlers from Puerto Rico, it's amazing how they love their wrestling over there, and it's get treated like crap and stereotypes.
Well, we know Vince is good for that.
Yeah, who's under control more now, Vince or Triple H? You can tell with certain things, can't you?
Oh God, absolutely.
Well, I hope the best for him. Hey, another tag team back in. That's always good.
Yeah, well, they're really loading up on tag teams.
And that's crazy because they had the hate on them for him a few years ago. I think there was at one point 3 tag teams. It was
yeah, well, they
even
didn't
have a belt.
They didn't have them on Raw this week, but they had I don't know if you know, maybe you know these guys from NXT, the Vaudevillains.
Yeah, I've seen them a few times. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, they were on SmackDown last week.
Yeah, that's what I see. And they had them last Raw. They said the Vaudevillains on SmackDown, and I'm like, oh, that's not a good sign to be.
Yeah, relegated to that.
Already, but maybe they're trying to get people to watch SmackDown.
And that was odd too, because they had them beat the Lucha Dragons on SmackDown too.
Okay.
But from what I read, they had like no reaction.
All right. Are they in the tag tournament?
I don't know.
I think they are. Pretty sure they are.
See, because I like them, but I never thought that gimmick would work on the main roster.
It is kind of goofy, but
like people wouldn't get it.
Exactly. They're supposed to be guys from the 30s type thing.
And they do like the manly thing, and people like, huh? You know what I mean?
Well, I get it, but I'm 45 years old.
Right, but you know what I mean. Like most people aren't going to get it.
A 13-year-old kid's going to be like, oh, what's going on? But
see, I enjoy them because they had their little run in NXT when Blue Pants helped them win the tag titles.
Oh, man, Blue Pants. She's going to always have to wear blue now, isn't she? Poor girl.
Chris is saying he believes that they're part of the tournament, the Vaudevillains, and he believes they are wrestling Golden Truth tonight at the tapings.
There you go. Yeah, Chris would know.
Well, that means the Vaudevillains are going to win then. Because Gold Dusted Truth will put them over.
Build up that, they had, 20 vignettes or whatever that's called for the Golden Truth. They never wrestled and they're going to lose their first match.
Yeah, probably. The only reason I say that is because I can't see them letting a team that just come up lose,
Exactly. Why you're not bringing them up to lose.
I was going to say, why would you even bring them up then?
They're not Tyler Breeze. Oh, well, maybe.
That poor guy, man.
Yeah.
And he's making your hometown look bad.
I didn't even know he grew up like 5 minutes down the road. His house is right there, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Still sucks though. Just because you're from here doesn't mean you're good.
No, well, you said you had seen him wrestle when they were there live, and they had a phenomenal match. Yeah,
him and Ziggler, they had about a 40-minute match, and it was really, really good. But of course, it was Ziggler.
Wow, 40 minutes.
They were both good. Yeah, they were like the same guy. They almost wrestled the same way, and they needed. That was their time filler match, and of course, it's his hometown. They're gonna, give.
Yeah, so Ziggler worked heel, right?
Yeah, he worked heel, but they didn't give Tyler the win.
Why would they?
Yeah, he loses in his hometown, but then Ziggler goes up to him and like, oh man, that was a great match, do the handshake, and then Tyler Breeze shook his hand and gave him the super kick, so they both won,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Alright, moving on, we had the main event. It was Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt versus Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. I actually liked this match.
Yeah, I was fine with it. It's different. I always like different.
Well, and like I had mentioned to you last night, you could see they're trying to turn Bray because he did the Los Angeles, I'm here, and he hasn't done that in like 2 years.
I didn't notice that till you said that, yeah. But, mention the town's name is number one cheap pop, as McFoley always said, right?
Yeah.
And if you're trying to get the crowd, that's what you do.
Well, the only reason I noticed is he cut a promo before he came out, so I got up out of my seat to like try and listen to what he was saying because he was like talking so low, and that's the only reason I noticed the "I'm here" thing.
What I like about this match too is like they're also setting it up. What's going to happen with Roman and Bray? You don't know what's going to happen. You need surprise in wrestling. Otherwise, why Why are we watching?
Well, and it was the other thing that intrigued me was with this match was Bray got the hot tag like you would for a babyface, and he's cleaning house, and then he kicks out when they cheated when Rusev hit him. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see where they're going.
Makes total sense. Do the double Well, I don't know why they haven't flipped Bray a long time ago. He comes out and everyone's got their phones out and cheering him. They need to flip him, and obviously it looks like that's exactly what's happening.
Well, you've heard Jim Ross say this for months that they should.
Yeah,
he always said he thought that Bray would be a bigger baby face than anything. So I always thought that was interesting.
Well, I totally agree. It's sooner than later they need to do it.
Right. Well, because if they're gonna flip Reigns, then they should just flip them both. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure looks like that's where they're headed. Like you said before, they're going to do the double flip at one point, and I'm all in for that.
Right, and then it's going to get really interesting because Seth is going to be back soon.
Oh, yeah, that'll be really... He should be back 2 months, maybe? Who knows? But,
if that.
Yeah, is it? But I'm sure waiting on him, and he's obviously going to come back as a babyface. Because did you see him at the Hall of Fame? They had a picture of him. Short hair, no beard, no mustache, looking like clean cut.
Yeah.
But he's still... there's no way he's going to get booed when he comes out. He's
going to get like a Triple H type pop.
And I can't wait. He was my favorite until when he got hurt. So
he was the one that carried the load for a while.
One of the best champions I've seen in years, since Punk even.
And he carried a shitty product.
And it's funny too how everyone was saying, when the Shield breaks up, oh, poor Rollins, I hope he don't get lost in the shuffle.
And he was the one that went front and center.
And he broke out like a star, and he was good.
Yeah, well, because I had read rumors where they wanted to put the Shield back together to battle the quote-unquote Bullet Club.
I don't want to see that. They're all too good to be put back together. Maybe eventually down the road for once in a while. If they need that help.
That's how I felt. And this isn't a knock on Roman Reigns. But I felt they're thinking Roman Reigns needs it, to put the band back together, as they would say. But I think it would really diminish Rollins and Ambrose.
Yeah, and Roman would still get booed. He would get booed, and the other two would get cheered.
Yeah, because you're not going to fool the smart marks.
Yeah. But...
Because in my opinion, and I'm not bashing Roman Reigns, he's never stood out like the other guys.
I've always liked Roman, but he's just was put in a spot, and like we said before, it was like Cena here. Vince was like, this is what's going to happen. You guys are going to accept it. No.
Right. Well, the issue I had was they kept him with the Shield's music. He came out like the Shield out of the crowd. He wore the same gear like he did in the Shield. You know what I mean? He was just almost like a carbon copy of when he was with the Shield.
Yeah, that definitely didn't help him.
No, not at all. Because I was like, at least Rollins and Ambrose kind of, branched out, and, Ambrose is the lunatic fringe, and Rollins is whatever they called him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I thought, Roman's not coming out of the crowd anymore. I'm sure he didn't like that. Who would like coming out of the crowd all the time, especially if people don't like you?
Well, because there for a while there was people making sexually suggestive things when he would walk by.
I seen that. Well, I didn't see it. It was on, and then Dino was like, "Hey, did you see that?" I'm like, "No." And then Then he put up the
thing. Yeah, I remember.
I'm like, holy crap! I didn't see that. That is funny, but that guy that did it, it's like, man, okay, whatever, buddy.
Right, but not to go off topic, but Reigns and Wyatt win this with Wyatt giving Sister Abigail to Del Rio, and then the cool thing was at the end where they had all the Wyatts were in the ring with Reigns, and then kind of Bray and Roman had a stare down to end the show.
I thought that was a quick ending of the show. I'm like, all of a sudden it went to. I'm like, why did they end it so quick?
I agree.
But they want you to come back next week. That's what you need. You always need the cliffhanger at the end of wrestling. Is always good.
But I did like it because you're like, wow, where are they going here?
Exactly. That's what you need in wrestling. Bring you back next week. Of course, you and me are going to be back next week no matter what.
Yeah.
But, new people. They're trying to get new people. I just think if I had a company, I would want it to be a TV show or a band or whatever. I want it to be the best every time. Not just, hey, here we are. Yeah,
hey, well, Dino will be happy next week because they're in Raw is in I forget the name of the arena, but they're in the UK next week.
That's right. So it's going to be taped. It'll be tape delay.
Hey, but it'll be a great show because I love the friggin' European fans. They're great.
Yeah, but they have time to cut them out like they always do because the show will be 5 hours later.
That's true.
Yeah, and I got to stay off Facebook because I get a million spoilers. Not that people are sending them to me. It's just I have wrestling sites on there, right?
Yeah. And I always used to look at it just to be like, well, is the show worth watching?
Well, I'm 2 good Raws in a row. Let's see if they can do 3.
Yeah, you never know. Especially, I think they would for the UK crowd because they're pretty rabid over there.
Yeah, they might riot.
Hey, Nixie might get another Bailey, song over there next week.
Are they at NXT's over there too? I guess they're taking everybody over.
I don't know, but I just meant because they love Bailey so much, they might just start singing about Bailey.
Oh yeah, who knows? Yeah, the crowd. But hopefully the crowd doesn't have to entertain themselves. That's.
Yeah, well, because I know that was your major gripe last week.
I would have given. Yeah, it's whatever. The crowd can do whatever they want. They paid their money. As long as they're not swearing, I guess. Unless you're at NXT.
Yeah. Oh man, that reminds me. Did you see the video of when they showed Linda in the front row when the crowd was at NXT was chanting FPG?
Yeah, you beat me to it there. Yeah, that was pretty good. And she's looking and she's like,
and Steph was going along with it. If you watched the video, I was okay.
I was just watching what Linda was doing. But she seems pretty. Who knows? She should have known what's up. But.
Well, and especially if you're taking kids that are impressionable at that age, you should have known better. Yeah, I mean, it would have been different if you took it to a WWE show because it's more kid friendly. But we know NXT is the hardcore adult crowd.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when you watch NXT. There's not very many kids there, which is nice.
The only one I can really think of is Bailey's #1 fan.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about her.
That little girl. And that reminds me of how great Sasha Banks is because when they had their last match, Sasha Banks made that girl cry.
Yeah, I've always said if you can make kids cry at wrestling, you're doing something right.
Yeah, I was just like, wow. Oh, that reminds me. When Bailey got beat for the title by Asuka, that little girl was there, and she like tried to bum rush the ring to like I guess make sure Bayley was okay or something, and they had to like hold her back.
Oh, man. They should have pepper sprayed her and kicked her out.
Well, you've seen that happen before.
Yeah. It's whatever. If you rush the crowd, if you rush the ring, that's I remember a long time ago. My buddy, he said, "I'm gonna go in the ring. I'm gonna go in the ring," and I'm like, "Dude, don't go in there. They're gonna hurt you." No. He thought he was a tough guy, and he rolled in the ring, and this guy grabbed him, put him in some kind of knot, held him on the ground, and made my buddy cry.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he's crying, and everyone's laughing at him. And I'm like, dude, I told you not to go in there. They're not screwing around, buddy. I don't care how tough you think you are down at the bar. These guys are trained.
Hey, well, that reminds me, and it might have been the last time they had the tapings in the UK. Wasn't there like 4 or 5 guys that jumped in the ring like during a Cena match?
Oh, and they did their own thing.
Yeah, like they started doing moves and everything.
On each other, yeah. Well, actually, I'm not 100% sure, but I think those were some indie wrestlers from over there trying to promote their show, or maybe try to get noticed by WWE. It's like, but that's just going to blackball you, man. They're never going to hire you.
Yeah, way to kill your career before it even starts.
It's like, what's Vince going to go, wow, look at those guys. They're great. Sign them up. Like,
well, no. And no knock on these guys, but they were like little puny things. Like they were like 150 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, the one guy distracted the referee or something, like as a charge in the ring, so the security went to that guy, then the other guys went in the other way. They had it well planned out. Yeah,
I gotta give them that. I think they had it on YouTube actually, like they put it up.
It's still there somewhere, obviously. It's YouTube. Because I've seen it, the videos from different angles, so it's got to be there somewhere still. Like I'm sure it's not on the WWE network too, but
no, not at all. But you still have your deal going.
Yeah.
Oh man, but
that Raw, I would have gave that Raw an A, except for
Dr. Phil.
And that dropped it down to a C+ for me. It was that bad.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
It's
but I gotta give them credit because they've kind of built some momentum where they've had 2 pretty decent Raws in a row. Because usually you'll get the really good Raw after WrestleMania, and then it just kind of falls off a cliff.
Yeah, back to the same old. But I just want them to be consistent. Like I was saying, if it was my company, I'd be embarrassed to put some of the crap they put out on there. It'd be like I play in a band, and man, if we make a bad song, it's like, nope, that one's out of there. Or if we're playing something like we can't play, it's like, well, let's stop playing that.
Well, the dude I feel bad for is Zack Ryder, where they let him have like his one moment, and then they're like, yep, you're not having that title, thanks.
Well, at least he got it. There's no way in hell that anybody would ever think that he would ever get that title again. And good for him. He got I'm pretty sure it was all just for shock value. WWE did it for.
Well, like other people have said, he had his Mania moment, and they will never be able to take it away from him.
Exactly, and I can't blame the guy. That's what they want.
And he probably got paid pretty damn well to win the title, that night.
And it was a damn good match.
Yeah, but I tend to agree with you. That's like, who's the least likely person that's going to win?
That's what I thought, but him and Stardust.
And that's a shame what they're doing to him, man, Well,
I think that's the end of Stardust. They had a tweet or something out saying that if he loses at Mania, you'll never see Stardust again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something like that. And I think he's been on TV since, so I think we're going to see
that kind of makes sense. Here's what Chris says, and he's right. I forgot about this. He said there's one scary thing about Ryder that I'm not sure that me and you realize. The only belt he has not won is the World Heavyweight Championship, and then he'd have the Grand Slam.
Well, we know he ain't getting that, but yeah, that's still pretty impressive.
I forgot, because remember, me and you were talking about this the other day when he was with the fake Edges, when they won the tag titles.
When Hopkins.
Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah, I forgot about that he had the tag title. And, well, hey, it's good for him.
I mean, he must be making pretty decent money to just be a job guy, because, other guys would have just probably gave him the finger by now.
Yeah, you would think so.
Hey, here's Mr. Nugent, a.k.a. Acer, with his paragraph. But I gotta give him credit, he's toned it down.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing I'm really looking forward to, and me and you had talked about this, Lance, is the Cruiserweight tournament they're gonna have.
Yeah, like we were talking before about old WCW Nitro. The first hour was always, the Cruiserweights and the Mexicans and the little Japanese guys, and that was like, wow, here we go. So
yeah, I bet Dino's excited because I don't know how to pronounce his name properly. Zach Sabre. He's the only reason I remember him is because he's the guy that wears the jacket with the British flag on the back of it.
Oh, Jack Sabre Jr.
Yeah,
that's him. Yeah, he's Sabre, like Sabre, I think it is.
Okay,
Jack Sabre, like the Buffalo Sabres. I think that's his name.
All right, I'll go with that.
Yeah, he's good. He's
going to be in it.
They don't have many bad wrestlers over there, and
I'm just curious to see who all they're going to bring in to be in it, because it has potential to be phenomenal.
Is it going to be on the net? Is it like
that's when I understood it? It's going to be on the network, and the reason they're having it in June, it's June it starts, right?
Oh, I have no clue.
Well, somewhere in there this summer, but the way they scheduled it is it's in between the seasons of Lucha Underground. So if they want to get anybody from there, they can get them in between the seasons.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because there's rumors that they're going to have Ricochet in it.
Yeah, I've seen him. He's pretty damn good.
But he said he's not going to be in it. So it makes me wonder if he's going to be under his alter ego as Prince Puma.
Well, what's he supposed to say if he's in it? I guess I don't know how it works, but
I'm assuming you can't say anything because he's still under contract with Lucha Underground.
Well, yeah, there you go. It's got to be.
Because the only reason I thought he was coming was because he lost the IWGP title he had this past week. And so it got you like scratching your head because you had heard that him and Triple H had like had conversations at the last Evolve show.
I hope they put Teddy Hart in there. I'd love to see him in there.
I love Teddy Hart for his wrestling ability, but I heard he is a jerk.
Oh, I was listening to Bret Hart, his I Hate Everything podcast.
And that's what they need to name it. I Hate Everything.
And he ran down Teddy. He goes, he's a great wrestler, but he's just a jerk. He's crazy. Should be in a lunatic asylum, trying to hurt people. And then, I don't know if you've heard Bret Hart's new podcast, but he's got his sons on there.
No.
And they're like, no, he's great, Dad. He's awesome. We love Teddy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, Bret, bro, man, it's funny on there. It's like, Bret could be like, hey, Bret, here's a T-bone steak and potatoes and gravy and everything. Yeah, but the knife's yellow. I don't want a yellow knife. Sucks.
Yeah, it was a little medium rare, and I didn't want it that way.
Hey, I love Bret Hart. He's probably my second favorite wrestler of all time. But man, cheer up a bit, dude. Jeez, your life's not that bad.
Dude, he's one of the most bitter guys that's out of wrestling I've ever seen.
He's been that way his whole life. That's just the way he is. They're all like that. Those Hart brothers. They're just down in the dumps.
Right. Well, what's funny? I watched a Kevin Nash shoot that he did. I don't know if you watched it with the kayfabe commentaries.
Yeah, well, I can find them.
Yeah, he said, and I'll never forget that Nash said Bret Hart was the $400,000 world champion. He was content making $400,000, but he wanted to win. As long as he put you in the sharpshooter and won, he didn't care.
Well, I guess it depends on if you can live on $400,000.
Yeah, boo-hoo, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. It's if you're the champ, though, then you also get to sell more shirts, and you get to be on TV shows and not get perks like that. So you're not really making $400,000. You're making probably more, but.
What's funny, I don't know if you remember this. He wasn't the champion at the time. It was when he took his break in '96. Bret Hart was on a TV show called Lonesome Dove.
Oh yeah, I know all about it.
That show was so bad.
That's a cowboy show, yeah.
And if you remember, they wanted to originally make Bret Hart Cowboy Bret Hart.
Yeah, I've seen an interview with Bret, and he was saying, "Yeah, they wanted me to ride out on a horse. I've never been on a horse in my life." It's like I know real cowboys in Calgary, and they'd kick my ass. Well, not kick his ass, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but yeah, Cowboy Bret Hart can't ride a horse. Yeah, he said they wanted to give him the almost a Jericho jacket that he's wearing now.
Yeah,
lighted up jacket with lighted up hat, cowboy hat. Even the horse was supposed to have lights on it.
Could you imagine how bad that would have bombed in '87?
Well, at least he said no. He refused to do it. He said, "I'd rather go home, back to Calgary, and do what I want."
I just mean the way the world was back then. You would have been like, "What in the hell?"
Especially when he's trying to horse bucks him off. Then he might have had a Shockmaster moment or something. That might have.
That might have been worse than getting kicked in the head by Goldberg.
Oh man, he got that. That was quite the boot. But
oh man, but I'm super excited. I don't know even how many guys are supposed to be in this tournament.
Well, 8 teams, so 16 guys.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is just me. That Enzo and Cass might make it to the end, like maybe to fight New Day, and then say maybe the Dudleys cost them, the championship or something like that to like keep a feud going. I don't really know.
That makes a lot of sense right there. That's because I can't see the Dudleys versus New Day if they're putting all these NXT teams in there. Because why bring them up to kill them off? Right,
and then like the Usos, man, they've really I'm not making fun of them or anything, but they've like kind of hit the skids,
Oh, I think they've been this is 6-7 years now as a team.
Has it been that long?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
No, it don't matter.
They've been around for a while. Because remember they came out a while back and they were. More Samoan, I guess you would say it, a little heavier, and Vince didn't like that, and then they had to lose weight. But I like the Usos, but time comes, you gotta
try something different.
You gotta.
Well, let me put it this way.
Rico too.
Let me put it this way. You know what Vince thinks of them as single stars because. When the one was injured last year, he made the other guy a commentator.
Yeah, so obviously they're not going to push the singles guys. So
yeah, he was. It might have been on SmackDown. He was a announcer.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, Anthony Remy, what's going on, dude?
Oh, Anthony's in there. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Almost a packed house. Woo!
Hey, we're up to 6 people.
Wow, 6 more than I thought.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, I don't think they're gonna go the singles route. Maybe it'll, I don't know, turn them heel, try something different.
Well, with all the tag teams now, at least they could be around for a while doing something. But yeah, like you said, I never thought about that as single wrestlers, because the identical twins. What are they going to do? You know?
No, we have not, Anthony. Do you want to talk? You want to bring that up? He said, did we talk about Shane McMahon getting sued?
I haven't heard nothing about this. What's up?
Yeah, I had briefly heard about it. Let me pull up the Google machine and I'll tell you exactly.
Oh, Google's good, man. Smartest person in the world, or her.
Yeah.
All else fails, ask Google.
I didn't. He's getting sued over securities trading.
Oh, he's getting like real sued and
Hold on, I'm trying
crimes.
to. I'm scrolling through it, trying to find it now.
Because I know he had a big internet company going in China. That's where he's made all his money.
It says here a lawsuit was filed on March 14th regarding. Oh, it must be the thing in China regarding you on demand securities trading. He was Shane McMahon was the CEO of You On Demand until 2013, and he remains the company's principal executive officer and vice chairman of the board.
Yeah, because he probably has more money than Vince at the moment.
So maybe he's getting sued because he bailed out of something, ahead of time, like he knew something was coming.
Yeah, the insider trading thing. But if it's from China, what are they going to do?
Give him 30 lashes.
What's he? It's like, I don't live in China. Who cares? Like, I don't know. That's news to me, but hopefully he doesn't go to jail in China.
Yeah, I don't know what they do about that. Because I didn't read the whole. What's that?
They'd have to extradite him or whatever to China, and what's the state's going to say? They say, we don't care. You guys rip us off every day.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. This is the first I've heard of it, so.
Yeah, that just came up today. And what's interesting is the suit is like a month old, so I'm surprised it hasn't like come out sooner.
Well,
maybe I was gonna say, I guess we know Vince is good at keeping shit under wraps.
Maybe that's why Shane's back. He can't go to China anymore.
It's very possible. But I'm trying to remember. Maybe Chris will know. Have you seen the brackets for the tag title tournament? Like, who's actually in it? Like, or the number one contender, excuse me. Because he had mentioned the Vaudevillains and, I forget who he said. Oh, Golden Truth they were fighting. I know Enzo and Cass are wrestling tonight as well, but I don't know who they're fighting. Because they promoted that on SmackDown. SmackDown. They promoted it on Raw last night.
They promoted what? Sorry, I missed
it
that.
Was whoever Enzo and Cass are fighting tonight in the tag tournament.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, they're fighting the Ascension.
Well, we know who's winning that.
You want to talk about guys getting buried?
I seen that thing on some guy took everybody's record from last year, and he put it on a top 10 type thing. Well, worst 10. And the Ascension won 4 matches all last year.
Whew.
Yeah, and I was like 50 or something. They did like win, losses, and ties. And they actually, Bray Wyatt, he won 5 matches last year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And Miz won 4. And he's the champ.
And guess how many Tyler Breeze has won this year?
Oh, he was up there too, yeah.
He won 0.
Of this year?
Yeah, he has not won a single match this year.
Oh well, I'm sure he's getting paid. I wouldn't mind getting paid to get pretend beat up.
Chris, who else is on those brackets that we haven't seen yet? Like, who's going up against who? Because he said he has the tab up on his screen. So we could kind of figure out who else is in it. Because I didn't know there were that many teams.
Yeah, 8 teams. I'm pretty sure there's 8 teams, if I remember, because I even commented that they actually have 8 teams in the tag team division.
Who'd have thought, right?
Yeah. Back to the old Killer Bees and Brett and the Hart Foundation and the Bulldogs and the
like when they had back in the day, they had there was one like the Can-Am Connection and
Greg Valentine and Beefcake and
there's another one that's escaping me. Because I watched them all. Okay, he said the only other one is Golden Truth and against the Vaudevillains, so it's 8 teams.
Yeah. Well,
hey, but at least they're doing something with the tag division. I'll give them that.
Yeah. Like I said, I've always loved tags because you can the hot tag and the distract the referee and
that's why you like Enzo and Cass on Stone Cold's podcast, because that's what they were talking about. That's like their big thing that they really take pride in doing.
Let's see if they actually hold the tag ropes. I don't even know why they have those still on the posts. Does anybody even hold those anymore?
I don't know.
It's like, or what's always bugged me is the guy, when the guy's stretching for his tag partners, like they're just inches apart. But all he had to do was go on the other side of the corner, and he could reach his buddy.
Yeah.
But no.
What I was going to tell you, too, because I know you don't watch SmackDown, it looks like they're setting up for a Becky Lynch versus Emma feud.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah, I really like Emma.
I liked the balloon pokey arms Emma when she came out, but I think I was the only one that did.
Yeah,
I didn't see her before.
Yeah.
So I never. Once I see, okay, now I get it.
Well, I like her as a heel. She's much better as a heel.
Well, when I seen her come out doing the old doot 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 or whatever it was with the balloons or the bubbles, and she's popping it with her weird arms, I thought they were going for like what's that nerd TV show, Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
Woman on there. I thought that's what they were going for.
I agree with you there, Chris. And he says the sad thing about the women's division to him is the fall of Paige.
I'll have to agree with that. But she had a good run. She's young. She bounced back, and it's not like she's out of it right now.
Think
she's got to wait her turn again, right?
I think, and this is just my opinion, that they've got her, unfortunately now, lumped in with the Total Divas crowd.
I'll have to agree with that. Yeah,
because she's on the show now, and because when you think about it, all the girls that are really good workers, like Becky Lynch and Emma and Charlotte and Sasha, they're not on that show.
Yeah, Natty was on that show too, but
I don't think she's on it as much now.
I don't know. I've never watched that show. I haven't even watched 1 second of the show.
I tried to watch it one time, and because they had like a marathon on it, I maybe watched like an episode or two, and I'm just like, ugh.
If I want to hear a bunch of women screaming at each other, I'll watch The View. Like,
well, that's our buddy Steven Gerbaek's favorite show.
He likes that?
He said he loves Total Divas.
Oh, Total Divas. I thought you meant The View.
No. I wouldn't throw him under the bus like that.
Jesus, what the hell? Hey, I know a lot of people like that show because of the... I don't mind some reality shows, but it's not really a reality show.
Chris says, Lance, that he would rather watch porn than Total Divas. Are you kidding me?
Wow. That's watch a lot of stuff, watch porn over a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Well, Anthony Remy says, and I agree with him, that he loves both Emma and Becky. I think if they give them the time, they could have a really good match.
Yeah, and they're two great wrestlers, and they're women wrestlers now, which I've thought has bugged me for so many years. That's Diva title.
You're into that show too, Anthony? Anthony says Total Divas is a great show.
Hey, each to their own. I like Judge Judy.
Yeah, well, Lance was mad at me because he was preempted from Judge Judy a couple times.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, one of my favorite shows of all time is, Little House on the Prairie. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I used to... It used to be on 3 times in a row when I lived in Edmonton. And I had this party house, and people knew not to come from this certain time. It was, let's go party at Lance's. I was watching Little House on the Prairie. What?
That's hilarious.
They ain't gonna let you in. You're kidding me. No.
Was this so the honky tonk man knew not to stop by then?
This is a different place. But yeah, I would have let the honky tonk man in.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to tell you. I don't know if you know this. Zack Ryder's luckier than we thought. He's dating Emma.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
I know. I couldn't believe that. And then I don't know if it is anymore, but Dolph Ziggler was dating, I don't know if you know her, that Dana Brooke.
Yeah, never heard of her.
From NXT, she's the other girl that was with Emma down there.
Like I said, I don't watch NXT as much as I should.
That reminds me, I gotta watch it this week because Nakamura is supposed to be on there.
Oh, well, there you go. I'll definitely watch it. And, I got the damn net sitting right there. I can watch it anytime I want.
I think it's this week that he's supposed to be wrestling that Drifter guy I told you about.
Oh, the Drifter. I wanted to see him too. Well, I guess I gotta watch it now.
Elias Sampson, I think his name is. Yeah, I don't mind him, but it's just the gimmick is just kind of odd.
This is the Drifter guy.
Yeah. Because he brings like a guitar down with him, and he's like trying to be similar to like Johnny Cash.
Well, I definitely got to check that out. Him and Jose, what was it, Jose?
Oh, No Way Jose.
No Way Jose.
Anthony Remy and Chris, did you hear about this guy? I don't know if he's actually debuted on NXT yet. His gimmick name is going to be No Way Jose. And it's sad because it's the guy that is No Way Jose is a really good wrestler. I'm going to see if I can find his name on the Google machine.
Well, hey, any TV's good. If you're on TV, I don't care if you're the No Way Jose or Pete the Plumber or whatever that guy was back in the day.
I agree with you, Chris. He said he's heard about it and he doesn't see it going over. I agree with him.
What's that, No Way Jose?
Yeah.
No way, Jose. No.
Oh, no way. Jose's real name is Levis Valenzuela. So apparently it hasn't debuted yet on television, but it's going to be in the future because I've seen vignettes for it.
Well, at least we're talking about him.
And like Anthony Remy said, just give it a chance. Come on.
I always give everybody a chance. I'll know within 10 seconds if I like them or not. But I hated the Wyatts when they came out. But
all right, who are you talking about, Chris? He says there's one guy in NXT I've got my eyes on, though, that you guys should take a closer look at if you get the chance. Now I'm waiting to find out who it is. Because I honestly don't watch as much NXT as I should, too. Because if it's taped, I'm like, you know?
Well, at least if it's taped, you can fast forward the crap.
Yeah, okay, I know who he means. he said to keep an eye on Patrick Clark. I don't know if you remember him, Lance. He was on the Tough Enough show recently.
I haven't watched any of the Tough Enough shows since the first ones. So
yeah, well, he was actually pretty good. He was a pro before he did Tough Enough. He was in like Maryland Championship Wrestling. He's not bad.
Okay. Yeah, last Tough Enough I watched was when they had Johnny Nitro on it, so that's how long ago I watched it.
It's funny you mentioned that. I just watched that on the network. Because I was like, I don't remember actually watching that whole season, so I went back and rewatched it.
Is that the Maven one or something?
I watched that one too. But they don't have the full second season. That's the one with Jackie Gata on it.
There you go. That tells you last time I watched.
Well, it's Charlie Haas's wife now.
Yeah, I know she is. Yeah, she was on for a bit there, but
it was her, and then there was another woman it was two women that won that year. And it was funny because I looked it up recently just because I was like, well, let me see what they're doing. And the one girl, she was an African-American girl that won. I don't remember her real name. But
yeah, wasn't she like 6'4"?
Yeah, she was like really like tall and lanky.
She made it to the main roster for a bit. I remember her on
Raw. Well, apparently she doesn't like wrestle anymore, and she's like a school teacher or something.
Well, at least she got her. At least she tried.
Yeah, I'll give her that.
No.
Wait, well, Jackie, she doesn't have to do anything now. She's got like I think 2 or 3 kids with Charlie Haas. The last I had seen.
Yeah.
But good for them, But that was that's who he's talking about. Patrick Clark was on Tough Enough, and he got voted off. Actually, fairly early. This is the one with ZZ in it.
Yeah, I tried to watch a bit of it. Then I realized they're not going. It's already a done deal. Like after my Hannibal wasn't allowed on it. The wrestler.
Yeah, that was a joke because I really like Hannibal.
And it's like, well, obviously they're not going for talent. They're going for sports entertainers.
For people that are not familiar, Hannibal is a independent wrestler that is up in Canada. I don't remember exactly where.
Yeah, he does a bunch. He's got a whole bunch. I can't remember he's the owner of the actual company.
Isn't it Great Northwest?
Yeah, Great North Wrestling or something. And they get a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely. And if you want to see good shoot interviews, check out his YouTube. It's under the name Hannibal. Just like it sounds. He does some really good shoots with
there's a good. Yeah, that Jake the Snake one you told me about, that's just brand new out.
And the other one that just came out recently was the one of one of the Rougeau brothers.
Yeah, Raymond.
Thank you.
And he's got another one with Jacques.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, where Jacques he's in a
Oh, yes, where he's getting his hair cut for like 2 hours.
Yeah, and I'm like, that should have been done like 10 seconds ago. The bald guy getting a haircut, but it was a really good one. He goes right in depth about the British Bulldog thing. And
yeah, and then he goes into if I remember correctly, Jacques asks him about the whole thing with Abdullah, with getting hepatitis from him.
Yeah, Abdullah Butcher gave Hannibal hepatitis.
Yes.
He went in knowing he had hepatitis, and the thing was, Abdullah jabbed the fork into his own head, and then jabbed it into Hannibal's head.
Yeah, and
he won $3 million in a suit though.
Oh wow! Did he get that much?
Yeah. Well, he got the win, but if you win $3 million off a guy that's got $10, you know what I mean? I could win $3 million in a lawsuit against somebody, but if they only got $20 in their bank account.
Yeah, well, but he has a famous restaurant he owns in.
That's true. Yeah.
Atlanta. I want to say it's somewhere down south. It might have been Atlanta.
When he got into the Hall of Fame, whatever year that was, wherever that was, that's the city that he has.
Yes, and because I'll never forget it, because I just watched it before I got on here. The Honky Tonk Man said he knew this whole big weekend, WrestleMania weekend, that all these people were coming, and his store, his shop that he has food at ran out of food.
Oh, that's right.
Because I remember that story.
Well, I'm sure if Abdullah owns the restaurant, he's got to blame his manager for that, whoever running the restaurant, not Abdullah. If I own a restaurant, I'm hiring somebody to run it. I guess depends on how rich I am, I guess. I don't own anything, so.
Yeah, well, no, you just got your fancy new place, that you had to fix up.
Oh, yes, he's almost done. I got my elliptical in here now. I ran on it for about 20 minutes today.
Oh, you actually run on it?
Well, I do whatever it's supposed to do.
I was going to say, because if I was doing it, I would not be running anywhere.
Well, no, you don't run on it. It's elliptical. It's those things that the feet swing. And
whoa, okay.
Yeah. That holy crap. Yeah.
Well, I actually just bought recently, and you're going to laugh when I tell you this, because I don't know if I told you this story. I bought what they call sauna pants. It's like a sauna suit, and what you do is, because it's like this real heavy material that is supposed to make you sweat, when you work out.
Okay, like the Ultimate Fighter guys used to cut weight?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I went in the town that I live in. We have a park where they have certain kind of trails you can walk and whatever. I usually go with a friend of mine. We walked about, I'll say, 40 minutes, if that. Dude, I came home and I had to literally change all my clothes. I was drenched from head to toe. I had to get in the shower. I was well, at least it's working.
Fitness advice from two fat guys. Hey, where we go? There's another show.
Yeah, we're drifting way off. There you go. If you wanna be like these UFC fighters and get to a catch weight, do that.
Oh, I'm not gonna need a sauna suit here. It's gonna be hot here soon.
Is it really?
It gets, they call it the California of Canada where I live, and there's fruit trees and everything, and it gets hot. It gets up to 40 Celsius, which is 110?
Ooh.
Yeah, Fahrenheit, something around there.
Well, that's, when I went to Dallas last year, it was about 45 Celsius.
We've gotten up to there, but it's usually not, maybe 2 or 3 days a year, if that. But it gets hot up here. Everyone thinks Canada's cold, but
well, dude, we didn't go outside till after the sun went down, 7, 8 o'clock, and it was still 80.
Oh yeah, it gets 100 degrees. It don't get cold at night here. You better have your air conditioner cranked.
Well, I'm lucky. I have Central, so I just set it to a certain temperature and rock it,
Well, now that I live in my new place, I gotta actually pay for the power, so I gotta watch out for that. My old place I lived at, I didn't pay for the power, so I'd have my air conditioner on 24/7. But it's a little nicer up here for my older place. I'm up in the mountains a bit more, so it's a little.
Yeah, you think it'll be a little cooler?
Well, I get a better breeze up here, so. And I'm just hoping. Well, the last place I lived at, I was right downtown. I had cement all around me, so you know how it is when you're cement everywhere. It makes
and like you told me, you had a war with the bees where you.
Oh, I still am. It's crazy. The bees, wasps, big giant wasps,
Oof.
2 different types. I got some in the front. I got a bunch in the back. Well, I'm living in an apple orchard, right? So and the building I live in is built in the 40s. This old house, so there's holes in everywhere for it. But that's why it's so cheap, And I'm fixing it slowly.
Hey, that's all you can do, right, man?
Hey, I ain't much of a carpenter, but I got some buddies that are, so.
Yeah. All right, everybody, we're going to get out of here. We rambled on enough. Don't
Talking
forget
about bees and orchards. And
yeah, we're talking about a hodgepodge of stuff.
That works.
Don't forget, everyone, to hit like, subscribe. I will be back most likely, what's tomorrow, Wednesday? Thursday, I'll be back. You'll like this, Lance. We're going to have an NHL playoff preview. See what's going to go on with that. It'll probably, time to be determined. I'll put a link on the social media pages. So, hope to catch everybody then. All right, take care and have a good night.